Girl fans are claiming that Diddy's daughters are more aware of his antics than they have been revealing, and according to Jaguar Wright, the feds have been monitoring the girls' phones. It does not appear to be good, but what specifically did the girls do to raise suspicions? It appears that Diddy's predicament is beginning to impact his entire family. And did they actually try to flee the country? Let's break it down. It goes without saying that Jaguar Wright dislikes Diddy, to put it mildly. She has made it very evident over the past few years that she is one of Diddy's biggest haters. However, if we assumed that she would only be angry with Diddy, we were obviously mistaken, as rumors have it that she is now targeting Diddy's twin daughters, Jessie and Delilah. It seems that Jaguar is not Jessie and Delilah. It was involved in the scandal. While the twins and his other daughter, Chance, are only a few months older than the twins, they are all still young. They will all turn 19 this year. Although they are now adults legally, everyone seems to be focused on the twins. What exactly did they do? And why do the streets believe that the feds are investigating the twins? On the one hand, they are more interested in living their best lives than they are in what is happening with their father. And to be fair, they have been traveling the world, attending up parties and having opulent vacations. This is a lifestyle they have known since they were young. But with everything that is going on right now, some people, like Jaguar Wright, feel that it is a little out of touch for them to be flaunting all of that, especially in light of the unsettling reports that have surfaced about what their father allegedly did to his victims. Fans also think that the daughters unofficially support their father, particularly since they offered to surrender their passports when he was arrested last year. Federal prosecutors requested that the court deny Diddy bail because they were concerned that he would intimidate witnesses and obstruct the case if he were released on bond. Prosecutors also claim that Diddy has the resources to be a flight risk, and the federal government claims that when Diddy was arrested, he had what looked to be drugs in his hotel room. He even offered to pay a $50 million bond for home detention, but the judge rejected his request. Later, we learned the specifics of Diddy's bail requirements, and they were really outrageous according to reports. On these terms, Diddy's attorney suggested bail in the form of a $50 million bond, which Sean Combs, his mother, sister, the mother of his eldest daughter, and his 3 adult sons co-signed. He also suggested that the bond be backed by the equity in Mr. Combs' home, which is located at West Star Island in Miami, Florida. The house is unencumbered in anticipation and has an estimated appraisal value of $48 million. The document further stated that Mr. Combs paid off the remaining mortgage of approximately $18 million at this bail hearing on August 20, 2024, so that the home could be used to secure a bond and be free of a mortgage. The bond would also be secured by the equity of Mr. Combs' mother's home, which is located at 450 Alton Road in Miami, Florida. Mr. Combs' travel would be limited to the Southern District of Florida and the Southern District of New York in order to attend court, meet with his counsel, and attend medical appointments, which we will address to the court in a separate sealed submission, as well as the Eastern District of New York or the District of New Jersey, only to the extent that his trip to and from New York involves an airport in those districts. The text subsequently disclosed that Diddy had turned in his passport to the authorities in April of this year, but he went one step further and offered to turn in the passports of his mother and daughter. It stated the passports of the following family members who had already turned in their passports to the council following the raids on Mr. Combs' residences: Janice Combs, the Combses, Chance Combs, Jessie. There are now rumors that the twins may be running. But what exactly are they running from? Rumor has it that they may be attempting to flee before things really get out of hand. Delilah and Love Combs, Chili, even had to give up their passports. But the feds refused to accept that, so the girls were allowed to keep them. Before this mess began, Diddy was worth nearly $1 billion. Now, his net worth has dropped to about $400 million. Yes, that's still a lot of money, but it gets worse because, according to the indictment documents filed by the feds, if Diddy is found guilty, he will likely have to give up everything he owns as a result of committing the offense alleged in count 1 of this indictment. Sean Combs shall forfeit to the United States any and all interests and securities of claims against and property or contractual rights of any kind that give him a source of influence over the business named and described herein, that the defendant founded, operated, and controlled, conducted and took part in the conduct of any and all property constituting and derived from proceeds obtained directly and indirectly from said offense, including but not limited to a sum of money in U.S. currency representing the amount of proceeds traceable to the commission of said offense. They further stated that the defendant will forfeit to the U.S. any and all real and personal property used or intended to be used to commit or facilitate the commission of said offenses, as well as any and all property traceable to such property, currency that represents the amount of property involved in said offenses, and proceeds traceable to the commission of said offenses. So yes, there is a very high chance that Diddy will not only go to jail but also go broke and continue living the lifestyle that the twins have become accustomed to. Since the twins have made it clear that they do not want to obtain a regular job or a college degree, they will not be able to adjust to life without their father's millions. But what does all of this have to do with them running away? Well, the streets are claiming that Diddy allegedly set up offshore accounts for his children, in case something like this ever happened. If you're wondering why Diddy's lawyers offered for his children to give up their passports, this fan provided an intriguing explanation. Fans are claiming that the girls know something that we don't when it comes to Diddy's case. They appear to know that Diddy is likely going to lose the case, and they're trying to cut their losses before things get really ugly, as you can expect. This is because they're probably the names of offshore acts and they don't want him moving money overseas, paying people off or silencing people with the money in offshore accounts. In response, Jaguar Wright said that Diddy allegedly used to financially manipulate his children. Interview.
When you're dealing with the kind of the control freak that Diddy is, and you raise children under that, the financial abuse for all of them is probably the worst, because there's no way they can make money without him. He has them locked in, and if he falls, who's gonna hire them? Who's gonna fund them? Who's gonna look out for them? No one.
Right.
No one. They're not fighting for their father, they're fighting for their survival.
Certainly, it's difficult to hold the girls responsible for cutting their losses and leaving because they have graduated from high school, won't be attending college, and their father is most likely going to go to jail. If there is a significant amount of money in the offshore accounts, they will want to get it as soon as possible. Please let me know your thoughts on this and then watch the following video.